Breaking right now on Morning News Now, fear and panic after a powerful earthquake sends shockwaves across 3 continents.
Прошел примерно час с момента землетрясения основного.
The 8.8 magnitude quake centered off Russia's remote Far East, triggering tsunami waves in parts of Japan and the Pacific Islands, and even forcing evacuations in parts of Hawaii and threatening the West Coast. We'll have the latest on the aftermath and the alerts. Also this morning, new questions about that mass shooting in a Manhattan office high-rise that claimed the lives of 4 people. This morning, investigators combing through the evidence as we learn more about the gunman who officials say left a note at the scene blaming his mental illness, which he linked to playing football.
He was a coachable type of kid.
Did he show any signs of any mental illness?
Not to me, not at all.
Did he ever express concern about CTE?
No, not to me.
What we're learning from those who knew him. Plus, President Trump back on American soil after his visit to the UK. Now the president turning his attention to trade deals with his tariff deadline now just 2 days out, putting the pressure on the Fed to lower interest rates. Plus, troubling new details about the falling out that ended President Trump's past friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. We will take you to Washington. And Tool or Trouble, the new feature by ChatGPT, renewing questions about the role of AI in the classroom and for students doing their homework.
All right. Good morning. Good to have you with us. I'm Joe Fryer.
And I'm Savannah Sellers. We're going to start this morning with that powerful earthquake that hit off Russia's far east coast, triggering tsunami warnings across the Pacific from Alaska to Hawaii. The quake registered 8.8. That is one of the most powerful in history. It destroyed several buildings, including this school in the eastern part of Russia. Well, waves from the resulting tsunami crashed over the Russian shore. They were so powerful, they washed away buildings and large trucks.
Here in the U.S., the West Coast and Hawaii were put on tsunami alert as those waves rolled across the ocean. Officials in Hawaii scrambled to get people off the beach and to higher ground as forecasters predicted the large waves could reach land in Hawaii within hours. NBC meteorologist Angie Lastman is standing by with more on the impact of the tsunami. First, let's bring in NBC News international correspondent Molly Hunter, who joins us with the latest on this earthquake. Molly, tell us, with Russia, what can you tell us? What's the damage there?
Yeah, Joe, Savannah, good morning. And you've seen those pictures. It is a very sparsely populated area, that Kamchatka Peninsula, as you just said, in Russia's far east. So the big picture good news is no deaths, no injuries have been recorded. No major injuries, I should say, have been reported at this time. You did see those videos, though, of the flooding coming ashore, washing away buildings and houses and some big trucks. We do have some video, I believe, of doctors in a hospital continuing to operate as that quake hit. But as you guys said, 8.8, that is the 6th largest earthquake ever recorded, according to the USGS, and it was followed, as big earthquakes often are, by a number of aftershocks, including one measuring 6.9. Again, the good news is it is a very sparsely populated area. It did, however, trigger tsunami warnings for millions across the Pacific, though. And guys, right now, we just got this information in the last half hour. We are watching French Polynesia, very remote islands in the Pacific. The Marquesa Islands have said they are expecting 13-foot waves imminently, so we're keeping our eye on that for you.
Wow. Japan also, you mentioned some of this, but it got hit with some powerful waves. Do we know if there's any serious damage or injuries there?
Yeah, the good news is that right now, this morning, Japan has downgraded its alerts in a number of areas to advisories. 1.9 million people were included in those evacuation orders. You see those big waves coming ashore. The prime minister said the biggest waves were measuring about 4 feet this morning. There have been travel interruptions, traffic jams, train delays, but those 1.9 million people were across coastal areas as well as the Fukushima nuclear power plants. But guys, you will remember back in 2011 when 18,000 people were killed, a powerful earthquake triggered tsunami waves up to 133 feet. Japan learned its lessons, and they are crediting the early warning systems this morning for keeping everyone on the coast safe.
Yeah, no one can ever forget that tragedy. Let's talk about here in the U.S. As we mentioned, Hawaii was on alert as residents and tourists there braced for possible tsunami waves. So far, the state seems to have been spared. What's the impact there? What are we seeing there?
Yeah, so far is the key word, Joe. We're absolutely still watching. What experts say is that tsunami Waves can still come ashore kind of in the hours, the 24, 36 hours after something like this hits. But from California to Hawaii, there are tsunami warnings still in place. In Hawaii, though, interestingly, the evacuation orders have now been lifted. It is safe to now return home. The Emergency Management Agency said there were no reports of major damage. That is good news. But the governor did speak out earlier today. Take a listen to what he has to say.
When that water receded in Haleiwa and we saw some boats kind of laying on the dry rock and sand, that gave us pause. That doesn't happen for no reason. When the water pulls back like that, that means there's activity in the ocean.
Activity in the ocean, really scary. The good news, though, is that flights have restarted out of Honolulu. The commercial ports are back open, but we are watching, of course, some of those low-lying areas in those islands very carefully, guys.
All right, Molly Hunter, so much. Thanks for kicking us off. Appreciate it.
And as we mentioned, this was one of the most powerful earthquakes ever recorded. So I want to bring in NBC News meteorologist Angie Lastman with the impact of that and that resulting tsunami. Hey, Angie.
Hi there, guys. Good morning to you. Yes, we've got, of course, all the details that you just heard Molly just mention of that 8.8 magnitude earthquake on the eastern coast of Russia. As far as where it lands, we likely, once the finalized report comes out, we'll see it 6th or 7th and the top 10 largest earthquakes recorded in modern history. So no surprise that we initially were very concerned about what that would mean with tsunami impacts for places like the west coast of the United States as well as Hawaii. And you can see the distance to Hawaii from where that epicenter is about 3,000 miles. So we were looking at 6 hours. We, of course, have passed that time zone as well as the west coast about 8 hours. But that doesn't mean that we're not looking at any impacts from now through the rest of the morning hours. We're going to still be dealing with this tsunami advisory across the Hawaiian island chain. Notice this is not a tsunami warning anymore, but we've seen anywhere from 3 to 5 feet and close to 6 feet of observed tsunami waves. Specifically Maui, that initial wave, the water level fell to negative 3.5 feet, guys, but then rose 9 feet in 15 minutes. And this, of course, still a concern for the west coast. We've got that tsunami warning still lasting for parts of Northern California, where we're still expecting an increase in those waves. Right now, the observed tsunami wave heights, highest of that location, coming in about 3.6 feet for Crescent City.
All right, Angie Lastman, thank you so much. We'll see you in a bit.
We're learning more details about the victims and gunmen involved in Monday's deadly shooting here in New York. Police say 27-year-old Shane Devin Tamura shot and killed 4 people, including an NYPD officer who was working security at a Manhattan office building. The suspect then died by suicide.
2 officials familiar with the matter told NBC News the gunman left a note suggesting he had the degenerative brain disease. It's caused by head trauma and known as CTE. Well, last night, a multi-faith vigil was held where New Yorkers came together to pray and pay their respects to the victims. New York City Mayor Eric Adams says much more needs to be done to address gun violence.
We cannot respond to senseless gun laws through vigils. It must be responded through legislation. It is time to turn the corner of a society where automatic weapons are as easy to get as a cell phone. We need to rethink who we are as a society, that there is a level of comfortability to carry an illegal weapon of this magnitude.
MSNBC investigative correspondent Mark Santia joins us now with the latest. Mark, good to have you with us. So we know the medical examiner officially determined Tamura's cause of death was a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the torso. We know he left behind this note suggesting he thought he had CTE. We know the building where this took place, headquarters for the NFL. Dr. Ann McKee, who studies traumatic brain injuries, named in the note telling our Tom Yamas she wouldn't mind actually studying his brain, which is the only way you determine if someone had CTE. Just what's the latest?
So the latest is the New York City medical examiner reached out and confirmed to us that they will be examining the gunman's brain. That's part of the additional studies, they said, for the complete autopsy record. That suicide note that you mentioned, it was found in his wallet at the building on Park Avenue. We took a look at that suicide note. There were several names of doctors on that note. He also included, talking to one law enforcement official, he also included a password to his computer. There were several mentions of CTE, but he included his computer password, and the official said that basically inviting law enforcement to take a look at his past, take a look at some of his beliefs. Again, he believed that he had CTE. He played high school football, important, Joe and Savannah. He never played for the NFL, right. But he did play high school football and thought he had CTE, that's what he believed. It was mentioned several times in that 3-page note that was found at the building. As you mentioned, he did take his own life. He shot himself in the chest, and in that note asked repeatedly that his brain be studied. The NYPD did tell us that he has a history of mental illness. He, again, claimed he had CTE, and now we know that the medical examiner here in New York City will be taking a look at his brain.
We mentioned that vigil held last night. We know we're getting more information, just stories from those who loved the victims. Tell us what we know at this point.
4 victims, including Wesley LaPatner, who was a mom, a wife, a beloved friend. She was adored in the community. She was a Blackstone executive, very, very involved in her children's school and the community. Alan Etienne, who was loved by his family and friends, 46 years old. He was a security officer at the building. Who also passed away, Julia Hyman, 27 years old. She was working on the 33rd floor. She grew up in the area, graduated from a Bronx high school, and then Cornell in 2020. Her high school said in a statement, they'll, quote, always remember. She will forever remember Julia for her light, bright smile and infectious laugh. And then NYPD officer, Dadarul Islam, who was a son, brother, father, and dad. 2 children. His wife is pregnant, expecting their 3rd child next month. He will be laid to rest tomorrow.
It's the most important thing we can do is remember the victims of this. The investigation still does go on, even though the suspect has passed away. We know detectives have searched his home, which is in Las Vegas. We also know the NYPD says that it wants to talk with the person who supplied parts to assemble the AR-15 style rifle. So where does the investigation go from here?
You're right, Joe. So the NYPD has multiple teams of detectives working right now, including a team of detectives out in Las Vegas, Nevada. They're looking at the lower receiver. What the police commissioner, Jessica Tisch, said, they're looking at that lower receiver of the long gun, which is the central part of the gun that includes the trigger. So they're going to talk to an associate who supplied that. One law enforcement official said they will talk to everyone who knew the gunman, friends, family, co-workers. And I said, you know, why at this point he took his own life? What's sort of the impetus for this? And they said, we want to prevent this from ever happening again. So if we can see that red flags, popped up, we're going to talk to people. He was supposed to be at work. He worked at a casino in Las Vegas. He was supposed to be at work last Sunday. Never showed up. Instead, police say he drove cross-country in his BMW here to New York City. So why? Did he talk to people? Did he mention anything? So the NYPD detectives, including detectives from the homicide unit, as well as a major case squad, they're out in Vegas. They're here working, and they're going to be looking at that and talking to people, going through his social media to see if there's anything that could have been spotted, any red flags, and any way to prevent this in the future.
All right, Mark Santee, I appreciate your reporting. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Well, with the president back from his European trip, questions continue to swirl around Mr. Trump's relationship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
Speaking to reporters on board Air Force One yesterday, the president went into more detail about his abrupt falling out with Epstein. He said Epstein poached spa workers from his Mar-a-Lago club despite multiple warnings not to. Mr. Trump said that one of the women he took was one of Epstein's most prominent accusers, Virginia Giuffre. Giuffre said that she was recruited as a teenager by Epstein's accomplice, the convicted sex trafficker, Ghislaine Maxwell. Giuffre died by suicide in April. Here's more of what the president said.
People were taken out of the spa, hired by him. In other words, gone. When I heard about it, I told him, I said, listen, we don't want you taking our people, whether it was spa or not spa. I don't want him taking people. And he was fine. And then not too long after that, he did it again. And I said, out of here.
Mr. President, did one of those stolen, persons, that include Virginia Jeffrey?
I don't know. I think she worked at the spa. I think so. I think that was one of the people. Yeah. He stole her.
NBC News White House correspondent Monica Alba joins us now on this. Monica, good morning. So, I mean, of course, this is just a story that is not going away for the president, and this acknowledgement that Epstein stole, as you just heard there at the end, Giuffre from Mar-a-Lago when she worked there. It raises more questions, right, for the president. Tell us more about what he said, what we heard from him, and the significance of Giuffre specifically being named here.
It certainly does raise more questions, Savannah and Joe, because it's the president introducing this new information. There had been a narrative that maybe the falling out with Jeffrey Epstein years ago had been related to a reported real estate deal that went wrong. Then the White House official explanation was that he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago because he was a, quote, creep. But this is the first time that the president is really explaining this with some more clarity, saying that maybe it wasn't just Virginia Giuffre, who is, of course, a person who was central to this case against Jeffrey Epstein, somebody who was very prominent in speaking out about his abuse before she died by suicide earlier this year. But he also implied that maybe this happened with other younger women who worked at Mar-a-Lago. So it's the most clear explanation we've heard about that, but it's also the president now raising more questions, which is, at the time, did that strike him as odd? Did he raise that with anybody? Did he know maybe some things a couple of years before Jeffrey Epstein was investigated for the crimes ultimately that he was in jail for before all of that? So that now likely won't go away for the White House, and they may have to answer a bit more on that front.
And we know Congress is paying close attention. The House Oversight Committee now has rejected Ghislaine Maxwell's request for immunity in exchange for her testimony. Why is that, and what does this mean for the push to get her to testify?
Yeah, so Congress was seeing if she would come testify in mid-August, just a couple of weeks from now. But her lawyer is essentially putting out some terms saying the only way we would do that is if you allow us to do so outside of the federal prison where she is serving that 20-year sentence, if you grant her immunity, and if you wait until this appeals process that's currently going on actually reaches the Supreme Court and reaches a conclusion, which could take months. So they also are saying they would like the questions in advance. And essentially, the Oversight Committee responded to that saying, look, we'll get back to you on some of those other requests, but in terms of granting congressional immunity, that is not something that we're prepared to do at this time. And you have Republicans and Democrats both saying that somebody who is convicted of sex trafficking the way that Ghislaine Maxwell is shouldn't be receiving any kind of immunity or any kind of clemency at this point, which we know President Trump, for his part, hasn't ruled out yet, guys.
Monica, we also understand that the Justice Department and the FBI are reviewing information that was reported by CBS News. This is about the existence of a complete copy of the surveillance video from the prison on the night Epstein died by suicide in 2019, something that has obviously fueled so many questions and conspiracies here. What can you tell us about this?
Yeah, and of course, this is another area where there are just going to be more questions. And essentially, the FBI and the Department of Justice are saying there are copies of the entirety of the video that law enforcement does possess where you do see that so-called missing minute. So effectively confirming that CBS News report to say that the narrative that's out there right now from some officials, including Attorney General Pam Bondi, is not correct, that it was just a glitch. When she was asked to explain this a couple of weeks ago, she said that the Bureau of Prisons had told her that that minute was kind of like a reset that would happen every night, so that there was always going to be a missing minute at a certain point in the day that would repeat as a pattern. But now, according to that CBS News reporting and what the FBI and DOJ are essentially commenting on, they're saying it does exist, but they aren't releasing it, and the reason for not releasing it is unclear. So again, that may prompt some more questions, too, from the MAGA base that has been demanding more information on the Epstein controversy.
All right, Monica Alba, thank you so much.
The Federal Reserve is wrapping up its latest rate-setting meeting today and is expected to keep interest rates unchanged again.
It comes after President Trump made a rare visit to the Fed last week. He ramped up pressure on Chairman Jerome Powell to lower rates in an effort to spur the economy. And meanwhile, the United States and China concluded trade talks yesterday with an extension on that tariff truce still up in the air.
NBC News senior policy reporter Shannon Pettypiece is here with the very latest. All right, so despite the president's visit last week, we pretty much know that the interest rates are going to remain unchanged. Talk more about what we can expect today and what it is the Fed wants to see before it does start to lower interest rates again.
Right. So the indication we've got is that the Fed is likely to hold rates steady. Sorry for the spoiler alert there. But the commentary is what Wall Street is going to be watching for. So there'll be a press conference after this meeting. And that's where investors are going to be listening for things like the tone that comes from Chairman Powell around how he's feeling about inflation. Is there still concern that tariffs could drag inflation back up again? Or are they starting to feel more comfortable about the direction inflation is heading in? Employment is another thing to watch. There's been some sort of shaky signs in the labor market. So how is the Fed thinking about that? So that's something to watch for today. I'm going to note, though, if you're a consumer and you're watching this wondering if these rate cuts are going to mean your mortgage rate might go down or your auto loan and your small business loan, there are a lot of factors influencing those things in the economy right now beyond the Fed. So even if we were to see signs of a rate cut coming later this year, that's still only one of many factors that are going to be at play for things like your mortgage interest rates.
Does it seem like the pressure from President Trump could change the thinking of the Fed, of Chair Powell?
I mean, there's been no indication of that yet. And Powell is just one vote on this committee that sets interest rates. It's a 12-member committee. You need a simple majority for the Fed to decide to lower rates. As you noted, the president has sort of singled out Powell, attacked him. He made a sort of surprise visit to the Fed earlier this week and has been putting pressure on him. But even if Powell were to change his mind or to sort of feel some of that pressure, you need all the majority of the members of that committee in order for rates to go down.
This week, we've seen these trade talks between the U.S. and China. Did anything come out of these meetings?
We haven't gotten many details yet. There was a positive tone in some interviews that Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent gave after this meeting, so indication that maybe there was some positive progress there. The president is now supposed to be briefed on those meetings and make a decision. What's at stake here is whether those massive tariffs that were put in place on Chinese imports, whether those stay, there's another extension on those, or if those are going to snap back if there is sort of no deal or agreement to kind of continue talking here.
And of course, that uncertainty is one of the reasons why we maybe don't know what's going to happen with interest rates, because they want to know what's going to happen with tariffs, too.
Exactly.
All right, Shannon Pettypiece, good to have you with us.
Thanks, Shannon. Good to see you. Well, another scorching hot day is on the way for much of the country.
Angie is back with the forecast for the rest of the country. Angie, good morning.
Hi, guys. Good morning again. Yes, we do have more of this heat and humidity in place for some folks, but we've also got an indication of some relief for others and more on the way as we get through the next couple of days. So here's the lay of the land with your heat alerts. Notice we still have 133 million people at risk, not quite as many as what we were dealing with yesterday, because those are no longer in effect across parts of the Great Lakes and the Midwest. It's from the plains down to the southeast and up through the northeast that we still see those alerts in place. And many of those are going to last through tomorrow as well. So a heads up there. As we look ahead of the cold front, no surprise temperatures once again heading to the 90s for Lexington, for Memphis, for Richmond, for New York. Our heat index values close to 100, if not over 100 in most of these locations into the afternoon hours today. But you look just back behind that cold front that's really slicing across the Great Lakes and into the central plains. And temperatures are a whole lot different than they were yesterday in some of these spots. Chicago's going to see a high of just 78 degrees today, a lot closer to normal for where we should be for this time of year. And much of that relief starts to settle into parts of the northern New England as well as we get into tomorrow. Not so much for the mid-Atlantic, stretching down to the southeast and parts of the southern plains. You're still going to see temperatures in the triple digits for Dallas, feeling like the triple digits in Jackson, Charlotte, and Savannah. But we'll start to see some improvements on those temperatures as the weekend gets underway. The weekend across the Great Lakes and the Northeast is going to be really kind of delightful when you look at these temperatures compared to what we've been dealing with. We go to the low 70s on Friday for Philadelphia, back to the mid 80s by Sunday. Chicago flirting with those mid to upper 70s as we head into the weekend, and then returning to the 80s by the time Sunday rolls around. A little warmer for our friends in Nashville Friday through Sunday as we top out into those upper 80s. So some more typical kinds of temperatures for folks in that region here as we get closer to the weekend. In the meantime, though, we still have the air quality alerts that are in effect for the unhealthy for sensitive groups category. So heads up if you have any respiratory issues, anyone that's sensitive to air quality concerns. Washington, Baltimore, Philly, New York, and up through Newport, all included in that through the day today because of those ozone levels. And of course, we've got some severe storms we're tracking and the potential for some flooding. Quite a robust line of thunderstorms across parts of the Midwest. We're going to see that lasting through the morning hours and potentially dealing with some flooding concerns here, guys, as we get through the next couple of days, as this cold front, yes, offers some relief, but also ramps up our rain chances and brings us, the flooding concerns.
Can we get a cold front without storms? Does that work that way?
I'll put in my request, but not making any promises.
It's funny to me when we call it a cold front. It's like, okay.
Right, 78
go from
on the back. That shows you just how warm it's been.
Hotter to less hot.
Yes.
Angie, thank you so much.
Of course.
In Colorado, a jury is set to resume deliberations in the trial of a former dentist accused of poisoning his wife, killing her. During closing arguments, prosecutors accused James Craig of murdering his wife, Angela, to get out of the marriage. His defense team says she died by suicide. Craig has pleaded not guilty to several charges, including first-degree murder. NBC News correspondent Camila Bernal has more.
Members of the jury. A Colorado jury now deliberating in the murder trial of former dentist James Craig, who is accused of killing his wife Angela by poisoning her protein shakes.
Well, this is a murder weapon.
In closing arguments, prosecutors said in 2023 he researched poisons before lacing her shakes and poisoning her with cyanide, arsenic, and eye drops.
He suddenly realizes he needs to go buy 12 bottles of eye drops? Give me a break.
Adding the father of 6 had been cheating for most of their 23-year marriage and killed his wife because he wanted out of the marriage, wanted the money, and did not want to ruin his image, according to prosecutors.
He cheated on his wife constantly. But this idea that somehow this was some sort of motive was nothing new.
Craig, emotional as his defense attorney made the case that the cheating was not a motive for murder, but it was a motive for suicide.
She wanted to kill herself.
Saying this home video shows Craig warned doctors of his wife's possible suicidal thoughts.
It's your fault they treated me like I was a suicide risk, like I did it to myself. And like nothing I said could be believed.
Doctors could not figure out what was wrong with Angela. In text messages presented in court, she said, "I feel drugged." And Craig replying, "Just for the record, I didn't drug you." Craig's future now in the hands of the jury. Camila Bernal, NBC News.
NBC News legal analyst Danny Savalos joins us now with more on this case. Danny, good morning. So prosecutors called nearly 50 witnesses to the stand over the last 2 weeks. They say Craig's financial troubles, his infidelity drove him to kill his wife. Do you think the evidence, the arguments presented here were strong enough to convince the jury beyond a reasonable doubt that he's guilty?
Yes, and the most powerful is often internet searches. Something that didn't exist several decades ago is now really a very reliable glimpse into a person's mind and what they're thinking at any particular time. So internet searches for things like how to kill someone without being detected. And I kid you not, that's pretty much the kind of internet searches we were dealing with as evidence in this case. You put that before a jury, yeah, sure. You may have totally independently, innocently been searching for how to kill someone without being detected. But you better pray that nothing happens to any of your loved ones if you're at home Googling that kind of thing, because it's the kind of thing that will get you convicted.
Danny, let's talk about the defense side of this. So as we just heard there, that this theory that they've put forward, his wife was battling depression, was potentially suicidal. If the threshold, right, for a jury is reasonable doubt, is there any chance here that you think that they heard enough to get there?
There's a chance, and his defense team did an admirable job of trying to raise reasonable doubt. Notice they didn't try to prove his innocence. Look, I read between the lines, and that tells me the defense team didn't have a whole lot to work with. And that's why they're relying on a very common traditional argument, which is, look, my client is not a likable guy. He's done some bad things, but he didn't do this bad thing. When you hear that, the rule of thumb is you don't have a whole lot to go with. And look, the reality is we criminal defense attorneys, we don't get to pick our facts. We don't get to pick our the theories that we want to put forward at trial. That's what the prosecution gets to do. Sometimes we can only work with what we have.
And here's the deal. Beyond the murder charge, Danny, Craig's also charged with trying to kill the case's lead detective and of trying to pay people to falsely testify that his wife planned to die by suicide. So on top of everything else in these seem like giant hurdles for a defense lawyer to overcome. What impact do those kind of things have on the jury?
This is in the category of consciousness of guilt. On the low end is just trying to conceal your crime. But I would say at the pinnacle of conscious of guilt evidence is when you try to hire hitmen to kill the people investigating your case, which virtually never happens. And if it's true, it's terrible evidence for the defense. It's almost inexplicable. There really isn't an explanation that you can offer to a jury. So it doesn't surprise me that the vibe I'm getting from his defense team, and this is nothing against them, is just that they're going for any reasonable doubt you can find. Motive is not enough, and they're right. This is, arguably a circumstantial case, but sometimes circumstantial evidence is the most powerful evidence, more than eyewitness testimony.
All right, Danny Savalos, good to have you with us. Appreciate it. Much more to come here on Morning News Now. Later this hour, a preventable problem. Cases of liver cancer projected to double in just 25 years. But new research shows the majority could be stopped with some lifestyle changes, what doctors want you to know.
Up first, though, after the break, famine and frustration in the Middle East as more countries call on Israel to end the fighting in Gaza. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Israel is facing growing international pressure from Western allies over the humanitarian crisis in Gaza this morning. Prime Minister Keir Starmer announced yesterday that the UK will officially recognize a Palestinian state in September unless Israel agreed to steps toward long-term peace. Those include Israel's agreement to a ceasefire with Hamas and a commitment to allowing the UN to bring much-needed aid into the enclave.
The announcement follows President Trump's visit to Scotland, where he pledged to provide food aid to Gaza after meeting with Starmer and other European leaders.
NBC News International correspondent Matt Bradley joins us from Tel Aviv with more on this. Matt, good morning. So the British, they joined the French. We told you about this earlier this week. They made this similar announcement over Palestinian statehood. Is this seen as a significant rebuke, basically, by the Israeli government? And how are they responding?
Yeah, I mean, this is a rebuke, and it is something that if they were to follow through with it, as you mentioned, it would be the second G7 nation after France to offer to do so. Important to note here, the UK has not recognized Palestine as an independent state yet. It's saying it will do so in September if Israel doesn't agree to a ceasefire in the Gaza Strip, create a path toward Palestinian statehood itself, and if it doesn't improve the humanitarian situation in the Gaza Strip. It is a threat, and it is one that the Israelis are taking very seriously, especially since this is now the second G7 nation after France, and now we're hearing that Australia, Canada, and New Zealand are also thinking of following suit. We don't know whether that would look like France did, where they're just saying they will recognize it, or whether they're offering some sort of ultimatum, as we heard from the UK. So this is symbolic. It's diplomatic, but it is very, very important because recognition of a Palestinian state, while this is already the case for well more than 100 members of the United Nations, it would lead to all of these countries essentially recognizing Palestine as a member of international statehood, which would give it all of the trappings of statehood on the international stage, including a lot more ability to maneuver around in terms of international law. That is important because, of course, Israel is facing significant sanctions and suspicion by various countries and international bodies. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has an arrest warrant before one of the international courts. So when we're talking about these things, it is symbolic, it is sort of high-level politics, but it also is practical.
Matt, let's talk about what's happening in Gaza right now. The UN World Food Program said yesterday only about half the aid it's requested for Gaza has entered the territory since Israel eased those restrictions on getting in over the weekend. Bring us up to speed on the latest efforts on the ground to fight what is now being called a famine.
Yeah, 7 new people have died in just the last 24 hours, and that raises the number of deaths from famine and malnutrition-related diseases and conditions to about 158. Well, more than half of those are children. And, you know, of course, children are so much more vulnerable than adults to the ravages of malnutrition, and that's one of the reasons why they're taking such an outsized toll. You know, all of this aid, a lot of the people that our team has been speaking to on the ground in the Gaza Strip, one of the main complaints about it, beyond the fact that getting it is humiliating, difficult, violent. Over the past couple of months, so many people have died waiting in line for aid as Israeli soldiers and sometimes militants have opened fire on crowds. A lot of this is when you see the aid, it's things like dried pasta, olive oil, lentils, beans, basically. One of the complaints is that this isn't really enough protein for young children, especially those who are in the advanced stages of malnutrition. So this is something that when we see aid flowing in, we have to remember this won't automatically reverse the toll that malnutrition has taken on this population. Some of these patients need advanced care because their bodies have already been ravaged.
Matt, also this morning, we're learning about the killing of a Palestinian activist in the West Bank who worked on the Oscar-winning documentary. It was called No Other Land. What do we know so far about what happened?
Yeah, I mean, this is a very strange situation, and one that was captured and just unfolded on camera. We all saw it. And this is a high-profile killing. Remember, just a couple of months ago, we saw that one of the other directors of this same celebrated film was beaten and detained by police in the West Bank. The man who did this is also a very well-known settler. He was under U.S. sanctions. He was that well-known. Remember, the Biden administration had put sanctions on some of these settlers. The Trump administration lifted those sanctions. This man was arrested and then released on home arrest. So this is something that really plays into a lot of what Palestinians in the West Bank have been complaining about. Not only are they facing regular, often lethal harassment at the hands of settlers, but that there is impunity for those who commit crimes against these Palestinians.
All right, Matt Bradley, thank you very much. Coming up, cancer concerns. Researchers uncovering a link between lung cancer and ultra-processed foods. We'll break down the new study in our weekly checkup.
Plus, spilling the tea, a new app meant to keep women safe, suffering a major security breach. What we know next on Morning News Now. We are back with our weekly medical checkup. This morning, 2 new studies are sounding the alarm on cancer risks, starting with a global warning on liver cancer, as researchers project cases could nearly double by 2050, according to a new analysis.
We've also got a new study that's discovered a link between ultra-processed foods and lung cancer.
Let's bring in NBC News medical contributor Dr. Natalie Azar with more on these health headlines. Good to have you with us, Zoe. So this first study found cases of liver cancer could double across the globe by 2050. Do we know what's behind the increase? These cases, some of them are preventable, right?
Yeah, we do know what's behind them. And the good news is that about 60% of liver cases are thought to be preventable. So the most common cause are hepatitis, so viral hepatitis with infection with either hepatitis B or C. But the cases that are related to alcohol and obesity are rising even faster. And this is really important because this is something that we can do something about. My doctor's orders are to know risk factors. So what does that mean? If you are someone who drinks in excess, if you have certainly know about exposure to Hep B or Hep C in the past, or if you are overweight or obese, you need to ask your doctor about how to screen for the stage before you develop liver cancer. We used to call it fatty liver. We don't call it that anymore. It's called steatotic hepatitis. And you can check for that on an ultrasound, which is a non-invasive test. It's like an echocardiogram of your belly. And if they see changes in the liver on an ultrasound coupled with slightly abnormal or elevated liver enzymes, you can get sent to a hepatologist and they can really, really help you manage that so it doesn't progress to liver cancer. This is a real, you know, like big ticket item for us here, especially in light of the obesity epidemic here in the U.S.
I think it's so good to hear that, though, because it's not something that we're just screening for. You don't just get your colonoscopy, your mammogram.
That is right.
Like,
there
not
is
just
no formal recommendation for generalized screening for liver cancer in this country. That's
You have to know what to ask for. Okay, so now let's talk about this link between lung cancer and ultra-processed foods.
Yeah, so this is an interesting one. So this was the kind of study where they look back at medical records and they look at the incidence of lung cancer and then they compare that to a food questionnaire. And what they were specifically looking at was, is there any link between lung cancer and what people said they ate? And specifically for the ultra-processed foods, we know what these include: lunch meats, soft drinks, packaged snacks. And there was a 41% higher risk of lung cancer in people who consumed a lot of ultra-processed foods. Wow. And we know that consumption has increased worldwide. So my doctor's orders are, well, easier said than done. Limit your unprocessed, ultra-processed foods, sticking to whole foods, plant-based meals. We say this over and over again. I think it's important just to point out, this is not causation. This was just a link that was, you know, sort of identified. Right. But there is some plausibility there, right? We know that ultra-processed foods leads to inflammation, which can disrupt your gut, which can lead to, you know, poorer surveillance for cancer cells and can certainly drive the development of cancer. Smoking, of course, is still the #1 risk for lung cancer, so we don't want to just, you know, omit that in the conversation. But I think this is something interesting that will be further explored, no doubt.
All right, let's talk about walking. Let's go for a little walk here, all right?
Let's go for a walk.
You can just pick up the pace on your daily walk. You can actually boost your longevity. It's still a walk here, but how fast you got to go?
Well, so trying to define a fast-paced walk is a little, and we know we talk about moderate versus
you don't want to look like those Olympians who like do the weird.
Exactly. But like, so think of regular paced walking as like doing errands around the house, walking the dog. Think of like you're rushing to get a train or you're rushing to make that bus. That's basically what we're talking about with a fast-paced walk. And only 15 minutes a day led to an overall decrease in mortality of 20% in this group. And this is what really, I think, resonates. And the big headline from this study was this wasn't in white upper middle class cohort. This was actually in lower income Black Americans in the Southeast. that are very often overlooked in clinical trials. And I think this is really important because this is something that's accessible. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need expensive equipment. So my doctor's orders are, it's 15 minutes, right? So you can be late for work and you just have to get there a little bit more quickly and you'll get your 15 minutes in and make the time to do this. You know, we spend a lot of time talking about in these studies how little you can do to reap a benefit. This is 15 minutes a day, something that we can all do. And I'm sure that it is certainly, it can be extrapolated to white people as well. But I love the fact that this was a study that was done in a group that is very much omitted from clinical trials often.
Just to walk around the block. All right, Dr. Azar, appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, a concerning security breach is making waves in the online dating world. It's called the T app. It allows women to share and learn information about men they are dating. But it's been hacked. Tens of thousands of images, including pictures of government IDs, home addresses, private messages, they were all leaked on the internet. NBC News correspondent Marissa Parra explains how it happened.
Download too. You can literally look up so many things. It was marketed as an app for women to talk safely and anonymously about the men they're dating.
Just download the T app, type in his name, and you can literally see if he has red flags or green flags.
Now it's a nationwide security nightmare.
What are we doing about the T app leak? Like, this is not okay.
The T app announcing a massive data breach to their systems last week. Roughly 72,000 images, including 13,000 verification selfies and images of government IDs, have been leaked online. The company adding some private direct messages were also accessed in the breach, and they have since disabled that function.
Unfortunately, the T app was not secured the way that it was supposed to. They didn't encrypt or protect that data.
T says, quote, during our early stages of development, some legacy content was not migrated into our new fortified system. An unauthorized actor accessed our identifier link where data was stored before February 24th, 2024. Launched in 2023, the app was advertised as a safe space for women to find out more information about the men they're dating by comparing notes with other women and offering self-described dating safety tools like background checks, sex offender and criminal record searches, and catfish image searches.
All you have to do is drop in his name into T's criminal record search.
The T community had more than 4 million users, exploding in recent weeks, surging to the #1 spot in the Apple App Store. But now, troves of personal information of some of those users available for anyone to see online. A Google map that allegedly shows the addresses of users, as well as a website called T-Spill that allows anyone to rate the leaked selfie of T-app users.
I was racking my brain, feeling anxiety about, oh my gosh, like my information might be leaked out there.
This TikToker, instead of using her real name, prefers to go by her username, person with job, has used the T app for about 6 months.
It was really to just quickly search who I was matching with on dating apps.
But now she's concerned her information could be out there too.
There's a lot of trust that has been lost through this whole experience.
T says the breach only affects users who signed up before February 2024, and they have, quote, engaged third-party cybersecurity experts and are working around the clock to secure their systems.
When a data breach like this happens, it really is scary for the users because you can't just go and change your address. That's where you live, and there's a physical security risk there.
The T app now desperately trying to contain this sensitive spill of information.
Our thanks to Marissa Parra for that report. Well, experts say there are 3 things you should do right now if you were impacted in this data breach. First, freeze your credit. Second, lock down any information from data brokerage sites. You can request that information be taken down individually, or you can even pay for like a data breach removal tool that'll do it for you. Lastly, make sure you're using long, random, unique passwords that you are changing frequently. That's a good reminder, no matter the app.
Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Coming up, is it a helpful tool or is it a cheater's dream?
Yep. Next, I'll show you a new feature on ChatGPT that's causing controversy on college campuses. Morning News Now. We'll be right back. We're back with an announcement from artificial intelligence giant OpenAI. Their text bot, ChatGPT, now has a version designed specifically to help college students through the learning process rather than just giving them the answer. But some professors are skeptical if it'll work.
It's called Study Mode, the newest tool from OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, the artificial intelligence chatbot that since bursting onto the scene in November 2022,
AI has made cheating incredibly easy. It's a cheater's dream.
Has frustrated college professors like Duke University's Oren Starn.
How much has AI impacted your classroom?
It's had a huge impact. What I've been starting to see is more and more students handing in assignments that were all or partly written by AI.
But OpenAI CEO Sam Altman says higher ed needs to change.
And I already think college is maybe not working great for most people.
His company says Study Mode is designed to help students learn something, not just finish something.
Here's how it works. If you've used ChatGPT before, you provide it with a prompt. I need a 500-word essay on Orwell's 1984. It immediately gives you the essay. Now, in this new mode, if you click on Study and Learn, ask it the same thing, it's not just going to spit the exact essay out for you. It's going to go about it more like a tutor, saying, before we jump in, can you tell me a little bit about the assignment, asking me questions to help me write it.
Wall Street Journal tech columnist Joanna Stern says the choice is now in users' hands.
There's nothing stopping a student from getting the answer. That cat is out of the bag. There are so many AI tools that will provide the answer for you.
Or a learning version. OpenAI competitor Anthropic launched a similar tool to Study Mode back in April for institutions. AI already a huge part of education. A recent Gallup poll shows 6 in 10 teachers use it as a tool for their work. And startups like the Alpha School use AI software to power core curriculum as early as kindergarten.
Artificial intelligence is sort of the future, whether we like it or not. I think it's something that is already a part of our lives on a daily basis.
The issue now, how students will choose to use it.
Well, this tool could be a huge help to someone who wants to learn or use it in a way, right, that's similar to a tutor. But of course, the temptation to cut straight to the answer still exists with several AI tools out there. And the professor I spoke to there said he's worried that students simply are not learning.
Let's get you some money headlines. Starbucks is making some venti-sized changes to try to boost sales.
CNBC's Silvana Henao joins us with that and other Wall Street headlines. Silvana, good morning.
Hey, Savannah. Hey, Joe. Good morning. Well, Starbucks is abandoning mobile order and pickup only stores. So the chain operates about 90 of such locations that don't have seating and are designed to get customers in and out quickly. Starbucks says they didn't have the right vibes, and it's working on a prototype coffee house with about 30 seats and a drive-through that it may open next year. Starbucks reporting same-store sales fell for a 6th straight quarter. Meta Platforms will let job candidates to use AI tools during coding interviews. The move, detailed in an internal memo, signals a shift towards integrating AI into the hiring process. So Business Insider reports Meta is testing a new interview format where applicants can use AI assistants such as code generators or debuggers similar to what employees use on the job. Wired says CEO Mark Zuckerberg has championed this evolution, which he calls vibe coding, as the future of engineering at the company. And Happy Gilmore back on top. Adam Sandler's Happy Gilmore 2 teeing off with big numbers on Netflix, debuting with nearly 47 million views this past weekend. That's the biggest opening ever for the streaming service and the best for one of Sandler's movies. The sequel boosting interest in the 1996 original, which is also on Netflix. It generated more than 11 million views in the past week, guys.
All of which have employed half of Hollywood and the sports world.
Seriously, for sure.
Yeah, the cameos in it.
Oh my God. I think it was like 60-something cameos in the second one. Yeah.
I still need to watch it. Have you seen it yet?
I have not seen it yet.
Yeah, want to. All
Thanks,
right.
Savannah.
Thank you.
You got it.
Coming up, crossing the finish line into forever.
Yeah, up next, the touching moment at this year's Tour de France that proves some of life's biggest milestones aren't actually measured in miles. You're watching Morning News now.
We are going to end the hour with a moment that proves some victories can't be measured in miles. After enduring one of the toughest challenges in sports, the Tour de France, American cyclist Quinn Simmons crossed the finish line with more than just a medal on Monday.
NBC News correspondent Sam Brock has the story behind a surprise that left the crowd, and most importantly, his girlfriend, stunned.
Competing in the grueling Tour de France, American Quinn Simmons was certainly racing to the finish line, but his burning motivation was actually the person waiting for him on the other side. The southwestern Colorado native barely off the bike before dropping to one knee and proposing to the love of his life, Sydney. Paris cheered them on.
That is a very clear yes, and the celebration begins for Quinn.
The ring did not make the ride, but was secretly handed to Simmons by his staff.
How long you been planning this?
Basically since I knew I was on the list of the tour in December. I knew I had an extra reason to get to Paris this year.
The fiancée flashing her new rock and admitting she was shocked.
I had no idea. I was telling his mom he was acting strange today, and I was like, I think, I thought he was just nervous for the race.
Now the man known for his handlebar mustache and flowing red locks hasn't just set hearts afire in France.
Did you ask your girlfriend? Yeah. Did she say yes? Congrats.
He's showing the world it's about finding the right partner who's along for the journey.
To be able to share this moment and to add a Simmons to the family is pretty special.
Sam Brown, NBC News.
I had to think about that the whole time while he was riding and racing.
Epic all the way around.
That's going to do it for this hour of Morning News Now.
Stay with us, so the news continues right now. Good morning. Thanks for starting your Wednesday with us. I'm Savannah Sellers.
I'm Joe Fryer. Right now on Morning News Now, on alert. Millions of Americans along the Pacific coast and in the Ring of Fire on tsunami watch after a massive 8.8 magnitude earthquake strikes Russia. The latest on the global impact from one of the most powerful tremors ever recorded. Also this morning, a somber New York City coming together to remember the 4 victims gunned down in Monday's deadly high-rise shooting. Tributes pouring in as chilling new details come to light about the shooter's past mental health struggles. Plus, the fresh Epstein bombshells rocking Washington and beyond. But President Trump is now revealing about his falling out with the late convicted sex offender as a top House committee strikes down a new push from the lawyers of Ghislaine Maxwell, who are demanding immunity in exchange for an appearance before Congress. And it's a different kind of summer of love featuring one of the world's most misunderstood creepy crawlers by an influx of tarantulas just looking for a little romance could soon invade a neighborhood near you.
That is such a hard no.
It is Love Island Tarantula Edition. All right, let's start this morning with breaking news. One of the most powerful earthquakes ever recorded struck off the eastern coast of Russia overnight. The 8.8 quake toppled buildings and injured several people in Russia's far eastern Kamchatka Peninsula. That triggered a tsunami which crashed into Russia's eastern coast. The powerful waves washing away buildings and trucks.
Meanwhile, in the U.S., the entire West Coast, we're talking Alaska down to California, also including Hawaii, they were all on high alert as officials feared a powerful tsunami could crash into land, causing devastating flooding. NBC News correspondent Morgan Chesky is in Santa Monica, California. That's one of the areas that was hit with some flooding from the tsunami and has the latest.
Yeah, good morning. And it has been a tense night across the Pacific following this earthquake-induced tsunami. Here in California, we know that the Santa Monica police have been driving up and down, encouraging everyone to leave the beach and seek higher ground. Meanwhile, we saw traffic surge in Hawaii as people sought to leave coastal areas. And today, we're getting our first glimpse of what some of these waves have left behind. This morning, tsunami waves hitting the west coast of the U.S. after one of the most powerful earthquakes ever recorded.
We're trying to see the developments here stemming from this initial quake.
The massive 8.8 magnitude quake struck off Russia's coast, shaking cliffs. The shocks felt inside homes and hospitals, hitting this one during an operation. Its impact causing small tsunami waves and evacuations in Japan, where people were sheltering on rooftops. And now parts of the United States feeling the impact. On the West Coast, residents bracing. Piers closing up in California amid tsunami advisories. Water surging in Hawaii, reaching buildings after waves and strong winds struck overnight. Tsunami advisories and evacuation warnings spreading throughout the islands. Flights diverted and passengers stranded in airports. Residents sheltering inside and some racing to safer ground, causing massive traffic jams. Hawaii's governor urging people to proceed with caution in coastal zones.
Just be a little safe for a little longer. Keep our fingers crossed that we don't suffer a big tsunami.
Madison Wade, a reporter at NBC's Seattle affiliate, says she arrived at Waikiki just hours before the tsunami warnings.
They went over the intercom and told all of us
to evacuate to higher ground, which means the 4th floor or above, and stay in our rooms. So they don't want anyone in the lobby right now.
Experts now warn against standing down too soon.
When you've got a big one, the biggest wave can come later.
And this morning back here on the West Coast, while we are not seeing the brunt of this tsunami, officials are saying that we are not out of the woods just yet. The National Weather Service in the Bay Area says they are still seeing tidal shifts from 2 to 2.5 feet, and that is more than enough to cause dangerous currents up and down the coastline. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Morgan, thank you so much.
And we are keeping a close eye on that tsunami threat on the West Coast and in Hawaii this morning. Meteorologist Angie Lassman is here with more on what to expect.
Hi, guys. Good morning to you. Yes, Morgan's exactly right in saying that we've seen really us escape the worst of what we expected from this, but likely still going to see really rough waters at the coastline through the extended period. Here's the deal. We've got that magnitude 8.8 right off the coast of Russia here as we went into the evening hours last night. It's been a little over 12 hours since then, and you can see these tsunami waves travel about 500 miles per hour. So we were expecting that first initial push about 5 hours after that. So that came around 1 a.m. Eastern time for Hawaii. We saw some initial kind of fluctuations with waves and impacts for our folks across the island chain, but now we've downgraded that to a tsunami advisory across the island chain. So we look at places like Maui, there were observed tsunami waves over 5.5 feet. You can see looking up and down the chain close to 5 feet in the Big Island, and so on and so forth. But we're still going to be watching for some minor impacts here, although I think we'll see some improvements here as the day goes on. But we did see after that initial wave a big fluctuation, about 9 feet of a tidal rise here in 15 minutes. So that was that initial wave. We're going to see things improving here from now through the rest of the day today, but we're not completely out of the woods. That goes for the west coast of the continental United States as well. Still a tsunami advisory for most, but in parts of Northern California, specifically Crescent City area, we do still have that tsunami warning. Just the geographical location of that area really sets it up for some of the worst of it when we see these tsunami impacts. So as far as those highest observed tsunami waves for that location, we're talking over 3.5 feet. The farther down the coast you go, not all that impressive, but again, we'll still see some rip currents and some difficulty and some rough waters right at the coast, and folks should stay out of the water across this region, guys, at least through the day today. We'll, of course, be looking at updates as the time goes on, but so far, looks like we're seeing things improve.
All right, Angie, and we'll see you at the forecast in just a few moments.
Well, the investigation continues this morning into that deadly mass shooting here in New York City that left 4 people dead. We are learning more about the gunman who police say entered a Manhattan office building Monday night and opened fire with an AR-style assault rifle. 2 officials familiar with the matter tell NBC News Shane Devin Tamara left a note behind, wondering whether CTE, that's a brain disease caused by head trauma, is to blame for his mental illness. NBC News correspondent Aaron McLaughlin joins us from Midtown Manhattan with the latest developments. Aaron, good morning.
Savannah, good morning. Behind me, you can see that they boarded up the bullet-shattered windows of 345 Park Avenue as investigators are looking into the gunman's mental health. This morning, we're learning more about the victims of his deadly rampage. Overnight, New York paid tribute to the innocent lives lost at 345 Park Avenue, remembering the 4 victims gunned down on Monday.
The pain is so searing right now. It seems unending.
As officials reveal more details about the investigation into the suspect, Shane Devin Tamura, a 27-year-old from Las Vegas, who they say opened fire in the lobby and 33rd floor of the building before turning the gun on himself. Investigators in Las Vegas finding a second suicide note at Tamura's home in Las Vegas, according to officials. Similar in tone to the one found in New York in his wallet. That 3-page note found on the scene, reviewed by NBC News, containing several references to CTE, a degenerative brain disease that's been linked to contact sports. Tamura, who played football in high school, wrote, "CTE, study my brain, please. I'm sorry," adding the league knowingly concealed the dangers to our brains to maximize profits. Walter Roby coached Tamura's high school football team 10 years ago. Did he show any signs of any mental illness?
Not to me, not at all.
Did he ever express concern about CTE?
No, not to me.
Dr. Ann McKee, a renowned CTE specialist, was named in Temura's suicide note.
My work is very clearly associated with CTE. I've never met or I don't know the individual.
New York City's mayor says the NFL headquarters located inside the office tower may have been the target of the attack, saying he believes Temura took the wrong elevator bank.
We have reason to believe that he was focused on the NFL agency that was located in the building.
As the investigation continues, those lost are being remembered. Julia Hyman, 27 years old, killed on the 33rd floor of the high-rise. Her school saying, "We will forever remember Julia for her light, her bright smile, and infectious laugh." Wesley LePatner was an executive at Blackstone, as well as a wife and mother. Alain Etienne, a father, was working security in the lobby. And a final salute for NYPD officer Dida Rule Islam, who was working off-duty as private security at the time of the attack, leaving behind a pregnant wife and 2 sons. Police say Temura drove here from Las Vegas, having crossed New Jersey 2 hours prior to the attack. The coroner says that they will be examining his brain as part of the autopsy. Savannah?
All right, Aaron, thank you.
There are new questions this morning about President Trump's connection with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. For the first time, the president admitted that Epstein, quote, stole Virginia Giuffre from his Mar-a-Lago club. She was one of Epstein's most prominent accusers. This comes as the Trump administration tries to change the subject and talk about just about anything else. NBC News Chief White House correspondent Peter Alexander joins us now with the latest. Peter, good morning.
Joe, good morning. The uproar, really the headlines about Jeffrey Epstein are not going away lately because President Trump has been volunteering new details of why he says he abruptly cut off his relationship with the convicted sex trafficker. Frustrated by his administration's handling of the anger around the Justice Department's decision not to release the Epstein files, the president now is effectively taking it upon himself to try to publicly distance himself from Epstein, even as lawmakers push for answers.
Back from his trip overseas, President Trump is still trailed by questions about his relationship to Jeffrey Epstein, now offering a more detailed explanation about his falling out with a convicted sex offender. The president on Air Force One saying Epstein, quote, stole Virginia Roberts Giuffre from his Mar-a-Lago club years ago. One of Epstein's highest profile accusers, Giuffre worked as a locker room attendant there in the late 90s.
He stole her. And by the way, she had no complaints about us, as you know. None whatsoever.
Giuffre, who died by suicide in April, said she was recruited as a teenager by Epstein accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell. The president's comments are the most extensive yet about what he's cast as a dispute with Epstein.
We took people that worked for me, and I told him don't do it anymore, and he did it. And I said, stay the hell out of here.
President Trump was asked if any of the workers Epstein took were young women.
And the answer is yes, they were.
Yes, they were. Yes.
Yeah.
What did they do?
In the spa.
Jobs? In the spa.
Yeah, it's people that work in the spa.
Just last week, the White House said the president kicked Epstein out of his club for being a creep. Giuffre and 5 other Epstein accusers sat down with Savannah in 2019, weeks after Epstein died by suicide in federal prison while awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges.
What does justice look like to you now? Justice now is holding accountable the perpetrators that helped him and participated with him, and encouraging more people to come forward so we can try to put this puzzle together and understand how it happened.
Epstein's suicide sparked widespread conspiracy theories, and frustrations, even among the president's MAGA base, persist about a lack of answers from the Trump administration.
They're trying to gaslight you on that.
All this as the House Oversight Committee says it's declined a request from Ghislaine Maxwell's lawyers to grant her immunity in exchange for her providing testimony to Congress. The committee issued a subpoena to Maxwell last week for a deposition from prison to take place on August 11th.
This morning, the Justice Department and the FBI are both reviewing the situation surrounding a report that the so-called missing minute from surveillance video inside the jail where Epstein died does exist on copies of the video that law enforcement has. That 1-minute gap on the tape released earlier this month has really fueled more conspiracy theories around Epstein's death. The Justice Department official says none of this changes what happened that night, that Epstein died by suicide. Joe?
All right. Peter, thank you so much.
Well, jury deliberations will continue today in the murder trial of Colorado dentist James Craig. He is accused of fatally poisoning his wife of 23 years with arsenic, cyanide, and over-the-counter eye drops in her protein shakes. NBC News correspondent Camila Bernal joins us now with the latest on this. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Savannah. So closing arguments wrapped yesterday with the prosecution hammering that Craig wanted out of his marriage. So he researched and purchased multiple poisons, hospitalizing his wife Angela 3 times over a 10-day period. The defense admitting Craig was a cheater, but saying there was love in the marriage and that Angela may have wanted to end her own life.
He spent 10 days killing Angela Craig.
A jury now deliberating after explosive closing arguments in the case of Colorado dentist James Craig.
He wanted out of his marriage. He was tired of it.
Craig is accused of murdering his wife Angela in 2023 by poisoning her protein shakes with over-the-counter eye drops, as well as doctoring her pills and injecting her IV with cyanide, administering the fatal dose while he was visiting his wife in the hospital. He's pled not guilty.
At 11 p.m., he suddenly realizes he needs to go buy 12 bottles of eye drops? Give me a break.
The motive, according to prosecutors, Craig wanted out of his marriage to pursue other women. He'd financially benefit from her death, and he didn't want his reputation ruined by divorce.
He broke her heart. He broke her soul. He broke her.
The defense admitting that Craig was a crappy husband who cheated most of their 23-year marriage, but saying that wasn't motive for murder. It was motive for suicide.
This was a game of chicken. She wanted to kill herself.
But repeated internet searches paint a different picture. According to the prosecution, legal documents show Craig searched from his work computer. How many grams of pure arsenic will kill a human? And is arsenic detectable in autopsy?
How to make murder look like a heart attack, not how to make suicide look like a heart attack, not how do I talk my wife out of suicide.
The defense playing a home surveillance video that shows an argument between the couple. They claim it shows Craig warned doctors of Angela's suicidal thoughts.
It's your fault that you treated me like I was a suicider, like I did it to myself. And like nothing I said could be believed.
At times, Craig was emotional. His attorney saying there was love between Craig and the mother of their 6 children. But his 2 oldest daughters testified for the prosecution, one saying her father asked her to fake evidence to make it seem like Angela asked him to order poison to take it herself. And the jury is reviewing evidence that comes mostly from the prosecution. James Craig didn't testify and the defense didn't call any witnesses to the stand. So if found guilty of the most serious charge, Craig faces up to life in prison without the possibility of parole, since Colorado does not have the death penalty. They can also consider a less severe charge like manslaughter if they believe he only helped his wife die by suicide. But prosecutors are hoping they did enough to convince that jury that a lot of what he said and done is simply a lie. Savannah.
All right, Camila, thank you so much.
Could relief finally be in sight for the heat wave that's blanketing much of the country?
Angie Lastman is here to let us know. Not today, right?
Not today for some guys, but I can hear the excitement in your voices. Yes, we are going to get a little bit of relief. We've just got to get through another day or so in parts of the Northeast. But if you live in the Midwest, if you live in the Great Lakes, you're seeing a big improvement already. We've still got those alerts, though, for folks stretching from the Ohio Valley down to the Gulf Coast, back towards the Southern Plains, parts of the Southeast, and yes, parts of the Northeast. 133 million people in total under those alerts, and many of them are going to stay with us through tomorrow as well. But today, here's what you've got. 90s for New York, feeling like high 90s. We've got Richmond, Charlotte, Lexington, Memphis, all going to see actual temperatures well into the 90s, but feels like temperatures over 100. Oklahoma City, you're set to hit 100 degrees for your actual temperature, and you will feel even warmer than that. The relief that I mentioned that's already in place, well, that's settled in across parts of the Great Lakes and the upper Midwest. We've we've got 80s for Minneapolis and Omaha, upper 70s for Chicago. When you compare that to what we were dealing with, that feels delightful, I would say. We're still going to see typical temperatures for this time of year, upper 70s, low 80s. So it's still going to be summer-like, but not quite as oppressive as it has been. That goes for tomorrow across a larger section of this region here as we get into the afternoon hours. Just 75 degrees in Burlington. So parts of northern New England, a big improvement. Your temperatures will get actually below normal for this time of year. Not by much, but still it'll feel like a welcome relief compared to our temperatures yesterday and today. Parts of the mid-Atlantic, the South, you guys aren't out of the woods just yet. You're still going to see temperatures tomorrow into the 90s, if not triple digits, and feeling much warmer than that across that region. You'll have to wait a little longer to see some major relief. But by the time the weekend rolls around in Nashville, it's upper 80s instead of 90s. We've got low 80s for Cincinnati across the board through Sunday, upper 70s as we look towards Chicago on Saturday, and low to mid 80s for Philadelphia, both Saturday and Sunday. We still will have those air quality alerts today across the Northeast because of the ozone levels with the heat and the sunshine. So heads up for that. Washington, D.C. to Newport, you're going to deal with that. If anyone is sensitive to air pollution, make sure that you're taking note of that through the day today. And otherwise, we've got some rain, guys, that we're tracking across the Midwest. This leaves us with 15 million people under flood alerts and more of that rain tracking through that region through the day today. But then that's what's going to really offer us some relief from the heat, that cold front. So, give and take.
We'll take
it. Give and take. Exactly. Angie, thank you. There's much more to come on this hour of Morning News Now, including the new push on Capitol Hill to boost safety in America's skies in the wake of that deadly midair collision above the Potomac River that killed more than 60 people.
First, after the break, growing international pushback over the devastating humanitarian crisis unfolding in Gaza, how the UK is now ramping up pressure on Israel to take action. That's next. We are back with the latest in the Middle East. Britain is putting pressure on Israel to take action on the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Prime Minister Keir Starmer said yesterday the UK would recognize Palestine as a state in September unless Israel takes, quote, substantive steps to end the appalling situation in Gaza and also agrees to a ceasefire. His announcement comes amid global outrage over the starvation crisis that's unfolding in the enclave. NBC News international correspondent Matt Bradley joins us now from Tel Aviv with the very latest. Matt, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Joe. So as you mentioned, the situation in the Gaza Strip is getting worse. Palestinian health authorities in Gaza, which is ruled by Hamas, said that 7 people have died from malnutrition and famine-related conditions in just the past 24 hours. That raises the death toll ever since the war began from malnutrition-related conditions to nearly 160, and well over half of those are children. This morning, the global impact of the desperation in Gaza, where the pause to let some aid in continues, but the hunger is severe. Yesterday, an airdrop of aid landing in the sea, Palestinians risking their lives for a taste of food. The Israeli government has said there is no starvation and said Hamas is behind the pain in Gaza.
Who is responsible for this tough reality? I answered, this is Hamas.
On his trip abroad, President Trump has spoken out. Yesterday, discussing the First Lady's reaction.
She thinks it's terrible. And those are kids, whether they talk starvation or not, those are kids that are starving.
Saying the U.S. sent $60 million for food aid and will soon open its own food centers in Gaza.
We're going to get a lot of money to the area so they can get some food.
While home in the U.S., political fallout is growing. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, a Trump ally, writing, "It's the most truthful and easiest thing to say that October 7th in Israel was horrific and all hostages must be returned. But so is the genocide, humanitarian crisis, and starvation happening in Gaza." Israel has denied the accusation of genocide, but other Republicans disagree with Greene, and many, while condemning the hunger, say Hamas is at fault.
You've got a terrorist group like Hamas operating in that region. They're going to intercept and divert a lot of that food aid that's going in there.
Yesterday, 40 Senate Democrats sending a letter to the Trump administration pushing for more aid.
Very, very disappointing. The Netanyahu government has choked off humanitarian aid since virtually the very beginning, but most brutally recently.
While tensions continue to be high, at a town hall in Illinois yesterday, Democratic Congressman Bill Foster repeatedly interrupted by audience members against the war. And in Gaza, the fighting crossed a grim threshold yesterday. Palestinian health officials said 60,000 people have been killed since Hamas's October 7th terror attacks in 2023. And, Joe, you mentioned the UK saying it might recognize a Palestinian state, a huge diplomatic move coming after France did the same. Now, we're also hearing from various reports this morning that other G7 nations could follow suit. We're hearing talk of Australia, Canada, and New Zealand. We could be seeing a diplomatic paradigm shift on a global level. Joe.
All right, Matt, thank you. Coming up, holding on to hope, a widespread mental health crisis devastating millions of American adults.
After the break, we're going to dive into why breakthroughs in the treatment of depression has slowed to really a crawl. And we're going to tell you about the research collective that's now looking to change that. Stay with us. It's up next.
We're back now with a closer look at what's making news in the world of politics this morning, starting with the former Trump attorney who was just confirmed to a seat on the bench of a federal appeals court by the Senate, despite warnings from whistleblowers. NBC News Capitol Hill correspondent Melanie Zanona joins us from Washington with the latest. Mel, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Another busy day in the Senate yesterday, with the Senate voting late last night to confirm Emil Bovee, that's Trump's controversial nominee, to be a federal appeals court judge. And this comes despite a Democratic effort to thwart that pick and a trio of whistleblowers who did come forward with allegations of misconduct about Bovee. As a top official at DOJ, Bovee was accused of suggesting that they ignore court orders related to deportation flights in order to advance Trump's agenda. And in the 11th hour, Bovee was also accused of misleading Congress and mishandling the now dropped corruption case against New York City Mayor Eric Adams. Bovee, though, has denied those claims. And in the end, it was just two Republicans, Lisa Murkowski of Alaska and Susan Collins of Maine, who voted against that lifetime appointment for Bovee. Meanwhile, the GOP is once again split over foreign policy, this time over the growing humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Trump's calls for additional aid and food centers in Gaza has not only put him at odds with the Israeli government, but also created a rift in the Republican Party on Capitol Hill. Some Republicans have embraced Trump's views, including Senate GOP leader John Thune and Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, going even further than Trump, calling the situation on the ground a genocide. But other Republicans said they disagreed with Greene and suggested if aid is given at all, it should be conditioned on the release of hostages. One Republican lawmaker, Randy Fine of Florida, even said Gazans should starve away until all the hostages are released. And finally, Republican Senator Ted Cruz has introduced new airline safety legislation after the deadly DCA crash earlier this year. Cruz held a press conference Tuesday with Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy and federal safety officials to unveil the bill, which calls for certain surveillance technology to be implemented in airspaces. That technology allows aircraft to broadcast and receive their positions in real time. Family members of the victims who were killed in the crash, as well as parents of the officer who were flying the plane, highlighted their support for the legislation during yesterday's press conference. Officials have actually been pushing for this technology for decades, but now there's new hope this bill will finally take flight. And that's what's making news in politics today.
All right, Mel, thank you.
Well, let's turn now to mental health and an organization that we've introduced you to before, but we want to do a deep dive on this morning. So this week is the Hope for Depression Research Foundation's Week of Hope they're celebrating. HDRF is really going at the science of depression. They've got a big goal of improving treatments available to those who need it. Well, here's some stats. Depression is the #1 cause of disability and suicide across the globe. And here in the U.S., the National Institute of Mental Health estimates that 21 million adults have had at least one major depressive episode. Well, we are joined now by the executive director of Hope for Depression Research Foundation, Louisa Benton, as well as the head of the foundation's Depression Task Force, Dr. Connor Liston. Good morning to you both. We're going to get to exactly what that task force means in just a moment. But Louisa, I want to just start with you and kind of more context there. I just gave some of those stats, but let's talk about the research and the treatment side of this and just how lacking it is for something that impacts such an outsized number of people.
Yes, exactly, Savannah. Well, thank you. First of all, HDRF exists to fight depression through research and education. And one thing that people don't realize is that there are not new medications all coming out all the time. It seems like there are, but actually there hasn't been a lot of progress in depression treatment since 1985, when the first SSRI, which is Prozac, came out. All the medications since then have just been variations of the SSRI, and that does not work for 50% of patients.
Wow. And that's what the task force is working on, right? What is the task force? How does it work? How unique is it?
Yeah, absolutely. The task force, I think, is quite unique, and it's kind of an expression of the unique vision that the foundation has for making progress in this area. It has assembled a group of scientists, myself included, who are psychiatrists and neuroscientists and kind of laser focused on understanding the biology of depression and using those insights to develop new treatments. So the idea is let's all work together in close coordination and take like discoveries from the wet lab and translate them as quickly as possible into new treatments for patients. And that's really the basic principle.
And it's pretty groundbreaking, right, how this research is being shared among people who are part of this task force. Is that right, Louisa?
Absolutely. It's really a new model in the field of neuroscience because scientists are normally siloed in their own labs. They're very protective of their results.
Right.
But here we have a team of scientists who are really pooling expertise and data before it's published in order to move the science forward.
And Dr. Louisa mentioned the fact that 50% of people, the types of drugs that are out there, no matter what they're called, there's a bunch of different names for different drugs, but they don't work on them. Explain that and any breakthroughs you have had in new types of medications, new classes altogether.
Yeah, you know, we think, and I could talk your ear off about this, and I'll try not to, but we think that there's really two big challenges here. The first is that depression isn't just one thing. It's a name for a syndrome that encompasses probably many different subtypes with different kind of mechanisms that are at play giving rise to the symptoms, but we don't know how to define them yet. And then the second big challenge is that the field has come around to the view that depression isn't just caused by like an imbalance of chemicals in the brain, that it's really a disorder of brain circuits. And we need to understand what's going wrong at that circuit level to figure out how to develop new treatments that are targeted specifically at fixing those broken circuits. And I think that's what the Depression Task Force does so well, is kind of focusing on mechanism-driven treatments.
So it's a totally different way of treating than an SSRI.
It is.
Wow. Louisa, before we let you guys go, tell us, for people who are listening, I know this is a big weekend for y'all, but if you're not in the New York area where you guys are having a race this weekend to fundraise for all this work that you're doing, how can someone get involved?
Great. Well, first of all, I am wearing the Race of Hope t-shirt. It's happening in Southampton this weekend at 8:30 in the morning on Sunday. But go to our website and check out the information on there and come and join us at the race in Southampton.
What is the website?
The website is www.hopefordepression.org.
There you go. And that's exactly where you can go to help out. Thank you both, Louisa, Dr. Liston. We so appreciate you both being here this morning. Really important information. Great conversation.
Thanks you so much, Savannah.
Absolutely. Well, coming up, he's made NASCAR history with the wave of a checkered flag. When we come back, we're chatting live with racing phenom Bubba Wallace, fresh off of his heart-pounding Brickyard 400 win over the weekend, making him the first ever black driver to kiss that trophy at the fabled Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He joins us next. We are back now with a story that just might make your skin crawl. Large spiders, specifically tarantulas, are in the mood for love or something like it, and their romantic rendezvous may be coming to a neighborhood near you. NBC News correspondent Marissa Parr is at Zoo Miami. She has more on this eight-legged search for romance. Ooh, I don't like this one. Marissa, good morning.
Savannah, yeah, we need to give a trigger warning to anyone who has arachnophobia. But listen, spiders like Lucy here are just looking for love. Think of it as hot girl summer for spiders like Lucy. So when you are in the South, in the western states, you start seeing a lot of tarantulas. Don't be afraid, because as we're going to explain, you might just be watching modern day Casanovas looking for their perfect match.
In Hollywood and in life, spiders have crawled their way into our movies, our minds, and occasionally our nightmares. And among the biggest are the tarantulas, some reaching the size of a dinner plate. Well, now, this summer, the scare is all too real. In Texas this month,
that's a tarantula, folks.
Some are seeing them in droves. Across southern and western states like California, Colorado, Kansas, New Mexico, and Texas, tens of thousands of tarantulas are beginning the crawl in search of true love. Or at least in search of a mate.
At this time of year, when it's time to look for the females,
they risk their lives. They leave their burrows. They go out searching until they can find those females.
Male tarantulas will travel as many as 20 miles to make the ultimate sacrifice.
More often than not, after breeding with a female, the male dies and the female eats it. This is really giving it all up for love.
I was going to say chivalry isn't dead, but I mean, I guess it is.
There are over 1,000 tarantula species, with dozens in the U.S. They're generally gentle, and their venom, while potent, is usually not dangerous to humans, and they're important.
Spiders play such a huge role in keeping ecological balance.
This is all a part of the so-called summer of bugs. This year, there are 30 to 40% more ticks this summer than last. There was a massive cicada bloom, too, across more than a dozen states. And all across the Northeast, the spotted lanternfly is invading.
Please help, there are so many of them.
And now, with the tarantula migration underway...
Buddy, you gotta go.
Don't squish the vibe if you see one. They're not creeping, they're courting.
Now, Lucy here, tarantulas like Lucy, they're not lethal to humans. The reason I'm keeping a distance, though, Savannah, between me and Lucy is because Lucy does have these little hairs she can kind of flick if she feels like she's threatened or whatever. So I'm not trying to get mixed up in all of that. But either way, as we said, don't squish the vibe. These are just modern-day Casanovas. It's a modern-day love story, Savannah. They're just looking for love.
Lucy is the size of your head. Like, that is completely wild.
Lucy needs love too, okay?
Oh, Marissa's a believer. Okay, thank you so much. Well, for more on this, let's bring in Elizabeth Weiss. She is the national science correspondent at USA Today. She just wrote about this. Elizabeth, good morning.
Good morning. It's a modern-day love story that ends in murder.
I get it, but you have to help us out because it just is, you see one of those and it's just like a horror movie. First is, how long is this going to last? And we heard some states mentioned in that story, but where are we going to see the most of this activity?
So it's in the kind of arid and brush areas of the Southwest and the West Coast, so California, Texas, Nevada, Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico. It's typically not in cities. I mean, we're talking out in brushland, places like that. And it's the most common thing is if you were out camping in a national park or a state park, someplace where because these animals, well, these arachnids are out in the late afternoon, early morning, because they go out when it's cool for them. And so if you were camping and you, say, got up to go to the bathroom,
oh boy,
that might be when you could run into a bunch of males who are wandering around looking for females.
Oh my gosh, a bunch?
They don't want you, but you might get between them and the females.
In your article, I mean, you wrote tarantulas are misunderstood. You also spoke with an environmental scientist who describes them as ecologically valuable, which most things in nature are. I mean, what should people know about them?
So I think the most important thing to know is that they don't want to hurt you. They want to get away from you because they know you can squish them. So as long as you don't get between a female and her eggs, and that's pretty unlikely because they're down in their burrows, or a male who's looking for females, they will just skitter away because they don't want to be anywhere near you. Do not pick them up. They are, as Dan McCamish from California State Park said, these are not cuddly little creatures just wanting a hug and love. They want you to leave them alone. Leave them alone. Let them be about their business.
Okay. That was ominous. I'm wondering what happens if you do pick them up and what to do if you do see one near you, if there's any way to kind of safely, get it away.
Yeah, that was kind of fun. So yeah, don't touch them because they do have those little hairs that they can flick them at you and they can be irritating. But he suggested just, pick up a little stick, and he said just don't hurt them because they are ecologically important. But pick up a little stick and, as he said, just give them a little boop on their abdomen and it will make them scurry away. And keep your distance. Take pictures, but just leave them alone. They're out in the wilderness and they want to stay that way.
Wow. Elizabeth, this was bizarrely my favorite segment of the morning, I think. Thank you so much for joining us. Important information.
Thanks for having me.
All right. In other less creepy, crawly news, let's get to some business headlines. YouTube plans to roll out new child safety features that are powered by AI.
CNBC's Silvana Henao joins us with that and other Wall Street headlines. Hey, Silvana.
Hey guys, good morning. I've got goosebumps watching that story. All right, let's get you the headlines. We start with YouTube, which will start using AI age verification to determine which users are under 18. So starting August 18th, the platform will detect underage users based on their activity and the age of their account, allowing it to automatically apply restrictions. And those include a block on age-restricted videos, non-personalized ads, notifications to take a break, and a limit on video recommendations about sensitive topics such as body image. Meanwhile, Cash App launching a new peer-to-peer payment feature, allowing users to pool money with friends or family to pay for expenses such as groceries, restaurant checks, vacation, and group gifts. And you can create a pool through the payment tab by setting a target amount. And you can invite contributors through their cash tag or text a link to non-users to pay through Apple or Google Pay. And John has plans to buy back his family's iconic toy trucks from Chevron next year after the oil giant bought his company earlier this month. So the trucks, which are very popular as a Christmas gift, recall the Hess company's origins as a fuel delivery business during the Great Depression, with sales peaking around the holidays. Now, Chevron had promised to keep selling the toys when it announced the $53 billion takeover nearly 2 years ago, guys.
Toys mean so much to so many people.
They really do, yeah.
Thanks, Savannah. Appreciate it.
Got it.
When the checkered flag came out during NASCAR's Brickyard 400 race on Sunday, it marked a landmark win for the number 23 driver, Bubba Wallace. This was the first time a black driver won a major race on the famous 2.5-mile oval at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
And Wallace held off defending champion Kyle Larson by less than half a second in the thrilling end to a race filled with multiple challenges. Wallace overcame an 18-minute rain delay, 2 late restarts, and worries that he would run out of fuel. But in the end, it's a historic win for the 31-year-old at one of NASCAR's biggest races of the year.
And we are lucky enough to be joined now by Bubba Wallace himself. Congratulations. So good to have you with us. I mean, this is the first time you've won one of those crown jewel events. Just has it sunk in yet? What have the last few days been like and felt like for you?
Yeah, thanks. Good morning, guys. Thank you. It's been a lot of fun. You know, definitely walking around a little bit lighter, being able to lock ourselves into the playoffs is something special and something we haven't done before. And so I'm excited to see how the next 4 races play out for us with a different mindset. It's fine. I finally hit that wall last night. I had a race last night, Legend Cars, and I got humbled really quick, and I was so tired. I slept like a baby this last night, so I feel fresh and re-energized and ready to tackle another day. But there's no greater feeling than winning. I will say that. And so being able to do that, especially after the long hiatus that I was on from Victory Lane, we're back and we feel good about it.
When you hear that you're the first black driver to win a major race at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, what does that mean to you? And what kind of message do you hope to send with a legacy like that?
Yeah, you know, for me, I consider myself just as a driver first and let the history and all that stuff settle in after, but definitely recognize the importance of it. And I think it is special. There's no hiding who I am and who I represent and what I represent. And I try to represent everybody that wants to be a race car driver, wants to be competitive at the top level and doing it with their own little flair. That's me and love having fun every step of the way. So, you know, the history of the Brickyard 400, to be able to understand that more and appreciate it more, makes that win so much sweeter.
I admire what you do so much and the skill you have. There's one way I can relate to you, and that is just the fear of running out of gas while driving. And beyond that, there's nothing else I can connect with. You mentioned the long hiatus. It has been a 100-race winless streak that you snapped in the Cup Series. You also just mentioned a different mindset. I mean, talk about that. What have you learned about yourself over these last few days with this win?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest mindset shift for me it came about in September 29th when our son was born, Bex, and it just it made you understand, you know, what was the most important thing in life, and that was family. And so making that switch over from racing to family wasn't easy by any means. I've been doing it for 23 years, right? And you know, adding this win now to the list. Locking yourselves in the playoffs for the last 3 years, I've always been the last car in or the first car out. And so you race different. Like you race with a lot of stress. And so now you're open, you're free-minded, and you're open to trying new things at the racetrack now for these next 4 weeks to set you up for another win. I really do believe that we have all the momentum on our side right now to go and succeed even more than what we did on Sunday.
Also, for those who might not know, your racing team, 23XI, is co-owned by the Michael Jordan, and I know you spoke with him after a congratulatory call after the race. What was that conversation like, and how's it been working with him?
Yeah, it's been the best. I remember the first text I got from him 5 years ago to the phone call Sunday. It's all about showing up and delivering and being competitive and giving it your all, and understanding everything in between from where we were to where we are now, and putting that all together to be successful. He was super proud of our team, super happy for us. It was just an awesome moment to get the 23 back in victory lane. And having him and Denny as the owners of the team, it is just an ultra competitive environment. And I love that, because I feel like I'm one of the most competitive people in the world. No matter what it is, I'll challenge you to anything.
You mentioned Bex. We just saw an adorable photo of you and Bex a moment ago. I mean, when you saw your wife Amanda and Bex after you crossed the finish line, what was that moment like?
Yeah, it was really special. I mean, that photo right there is awesome. He's looking like he has no idea what's going on, but he's super content. When we locked eyes, the first time I seen him, he gave me a quick smile. And then one of the best memories that I have is when we were up on the stage and I got out of the car and spraying, Coke around and celebrating with the team. He was overwhelmed and screaming and crying, but we locked eyes and he immediately cheered up. He was fine. Oh. So that's my little man right there. It's been such a blessing. 10 months yesterday. He's getting so big so fast. So that's what matters right there in that picture.
What a sweet moment for you. Icing on the cake right there. Bubba Wallace, congratulations. We do appreciate you taking some time to speak with us this morning.
Absolutely, guys. I appreciate you. Have a good night.
Congrats
Have a good day.
Again.
Coming up, a blast from the past that's making some big waves in America's arcade.
When Morning News Now returns, how the humble claw machine is finding new life in a younger generation of gamers. Grab your quarters. It's up next. Welcome back. Randy the Hour with a trip down memory lane. This next scene might feel familiar to anyone who grew up watching Toy Story.
Claw. It moves. I have been chosen. Farewell, my friends. I go on to a better place. Gotcha.
Yeah, as it turns out, those claw machines, well, they're making a comeback. So-called clawcades are popping up across the country, giving a new generation a shot at arcade glory.
NBC News correspondent Priscilla Thompson joins us now from Houston with more on this trend. Priscilla, Joe and I both don't believe these are very possible to do. What do you think?
Okay, I am telling you, it is a new game out here. These are possible to do. I can certainly remember begging my parents for all the quarters when I was younger to play the claw machines. I often lost them, but now you have generations, young and old, flocking to neon lit rooms like this for a chance to win a bag full of plushies.
This morning, the clawcade craze sweeping the nation. Arcades full of claw machines, drawing Americans of all ages.
What are we looking at?
We got small plushies, big plushies. We got keychains. I got a Minion, a little boo-boo.
As millennial trends continue their moment.
I'm like, oh my gosh, they're bringing these back. These are so cool.
It reminds me of when I was younger. It means a lot. Like, we get to share this memory together.
The arcades are everywhere.
This place has been all over my social media, so y'all know I had to give it a try.
Florida, Minnesota, Kentucky, New York. And this was the scene in Houston, Texas, when Clawmania Kingdom opened their second spot last year.
All right,
Hi, welcome in.
We popped in to give it a go.
We got our tokens, and so we are headed to the claw machine. I'm gonna go for that one. Oh my God. So, okay, and then I just press it. Yep. Success on my first try!
Annie Tran runs Clawmania Kingdom alongside her family.
What made you all want to create Clawmania here?
So it's kind of like a nostalgic thing. Me, my dad, and my uncle, before when I was a lot younger, they would help me play.
But these aren't your grandparents' machines.
Our machines are very giving, and especially we want people to win.
That's because the plushies in them aren't the only prize. You can take them home or trade up for bigger rewards and even save points over multiple visits.
We'll see.
But first, you have to win.
What is the strategy?
So I tell customers the best thing to do is go to the ones closest to the chute.
With that, we were off.
This is tricky. Let's go with the purple one. I'm not gonna get it. I can feel it. I can feel it. Yes! Victory is mine! I'm feeling good about this. Yes!
We won and lost some.
Now I'm getting triggered from childhood. I need to go back to winning.
And made some friends along the way.
The avocados are slippery ones.
They are.
Then it was time to pick our prizes.
So we got 2, 4, 6, 8. So you guys have 8 points.
I have to do the little green man from Toy Story. So I don't have enough for that. Okay, I'm gonna save up and take the token. And that means when I come back, I can get my little green man.
And a few minutes later,
you got the avocado.
I did.
Oh my God, how many tries did it take?
Maybe 8 or 9 tries.
a new twist on an old school game that has players of all generations clawing for more.
All right, guys, I'm gonna see if I can do this live on TV, which the pressure is always more, but you know, the trick is, as we said, go for the one closest to the chute. So let's see. Oh, okay. That was not fair. I'm doing one more. I had that one.
Let's go,
you guys
girl.
Saw I had that one. Okay,
We did.
I think I made it worse.
Wow!
Okay. I don't know why it keeps
That's
falling.
what we're saying, Priscilla.
See, this is clearly addicting.
I'm
Priscilla.
clearly going to be here all morning playing.
We're going to
but-
come back in 2 hours, and Priscilla's still going to be doing this.
Yeah.
So.
I got it.
Yay.
You got
Victory.
it in the drop.
Let's end it there.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
We're going to end it there.
Priscilla.
Congrats. Well done.
You're a star.
Thank you. That's going to do it for this hour of Morning News Now.
Stay with us. The news continues right now.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.